In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a really good chocolate cake. This is not one of those chocolate cake where you have to make vanilla cake and then add cocoa powder and then you call it chocolate cake. This is proper, moist, delicious, soft chocolate cake. Let's get into it. We'll be using some brown sugar. I'm using brown sugar because of the presence of molasses in it. It's going to help with the moisture and the overall taste. I'm also using some vegetable oil. We're using some all-purpose flour. Please make sure you sifted your flour before going ahead with this. We're using some cocoa powder. Best to use Dutch processed one. We're using some eggs, room temperature please. So if you have eggs in the fridge, break them out before baking. And of course some vanilla essence. What you want to do is to mix all your dry ingredients first. Everything is really fast with this cake, so you need to be going really fast. We're mixing the flour, baking powder, baking soda, a little bit of salt, and Dutch processed cocoa powder. Now all you want to do is mix this. It's not supposed to be like smooth or anything, just mix it to combine and that is it. You don't have to use a mixer for this. I just had to use my mixer because I've had this mixer for a while and I have not used it until now. So if you have a hand whisk or a hand mixer, it is still going to do the job. You obviously will just do it for longer. So to this we're going to add the brown sugar, the eggs, the oil and the vanilla essence. Please, you're mixing this to combine. You're not mixing this to incorporate air or anything, which means you should not be mixing for more than a minute if you're using a mixer and more than 2 minutes if you're using your hand or a hand whisk. Once you're done with that, you're going to now add the milk. I'm using full cream milk here. I always like to use full cream milk here. Low fat milk, not necessarily, because we need fat in our cake. Like, it's important that we incorporate fat in all of this. Well, now I'm just going to mix this again for another like 30 seconds. As you can see, I'm not over mixing this. This is very important. Now I'm going to start with adding my dry ingredients bit by bit. I'm not adding the entire dry ingredients at once. I don't like to do that. It's going to result to like a dense cake and you don't want that. What you want to do, mix a bit, and then once it's fully incorporated or partly incorporated, you mix again like that. Now this is an example of what I'm talking about here. You can see that it's mixing, but a little bit of the dry ingredient is still around the bowl. It is fine. You don't have to like increase the speed of the mixer or anything like that. This is if you're using a mixer. Of course, if you're using hand, everything will be incorporated faster. Now once you're done with this, we're going to get a little bit of coffee. This is going to enhance the chocolate flavor, so please do that. What helps with the moistness of the cake. Now, as you can see, I've just sped up my mixer just a tiny bit just to make sure that everything comes together really well. Again, do not overdo this. This was less than 5 seconds, you guys. Please be very careful. This batter, I've said it more times than I should, cannot and should not be over mixed. Now I'm just using my spatula to just bring everything together. Look at how rich this batter is. This is how you know that you're getting really good chocolate cake. This is the pan that I am using. You don't have to use this exact type or exact size. This is just what I had in my house and this is what I'm using. I'm using clips to hold the parchment papers just so they stay in place. You can also use like regular baking clips. I did not have those, so I just had to use what I had. Now when it comes to baking, we are baking at 170 degrees for 1 hour 5 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted in the middle comes out clean. These are the ingredients we'll be using to make our chocolate ganache. Really easy, really simple. You don't have to do too much ceremony with this. Now all you want to do is get a pot or a saucepan, then go in with your double cream first or your heavy cream. Once you get that, you're going to just boil this a little bit. Once you see that it starts to boil, that means it is ready to go, and then all you want to do is turn off the heat, just exactly like this. Immediately turn off the heat, you're going to go in with your chocolate. I'm using dark chocolate and mint chocolate because I wanted a little bit of mint flavor here. If you don't like that, you don't have to do that. Add some butter, add the confectioner sugar, also known as icing sugar. Now all you want to do is start to mix this to combine. Like I said, the heat is turned off here, and that is really important. A mistake I made here that I would recommend you don't do is to make sure you sift your confectioner sugar first before going in, because with my ganache there was like a little bit of lump. However, if you do have lump and you have more time on your hands, what you can just do is sieve this and then it's going to remove the lump. That is what I did not do here, and I recommend that you guys do the opposite so that your ganache is like really smooth, really silky, without any form of lump or bumps in it. Now our cake is ready. Look at how beautiful and chocolatey this thing looks. I love that my chocolate cake usually come out like chocolate cake cakes. They don't look like an afterthought chocolate cake, if that makes sense. Over here, you guys, in case it's the first time you hear my voice, or in case it's the first time you come across a video from my channel. Hi everyone, my name is Daniel. I am a digital content creator and YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. I share recipe videos like this every week, so if this sounds like your thing, if you like this recipe video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and also subscribe to the channel. Now I've removed all the parchment paper from the cake. Look at how clean this thing looks. That is to tell you that when you're making yours, you should actually use parchment paper. It's going to save you all the hassle and wahala of removing your cake from the pan. Now I'm going over with the chocolate ganache. My cake is still a little bit hot, and that is fine. You can decide to just cool your cake before going ahead with this process, but I did not mind, and I still don't mind. It's not like a do or die affair here. Now once you add that, you can now slice your cake, do whatever you want to do with your cake. Also, you don't have to bake your cake in a loaf pan. You can literally use this cake and start a cake business. I'm not joking. When you try it, you're going to see what I mean. Now I'm just going to cut this in, and that's really is it. This is how you make the best chocolate cake ever. Please check the description box for the full ingredient list and their exact quantities, because I am always going to leave it there for you guys. And now I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Enjoy.